I think that I will block by the person who I had been seeing. Like, my messages are not going through. I like sent a text last night saying goodnight, and I normally get something back, and I didn't. And tried to send a message this morning, like, it's not going through, but it goes through to all my other friends. Like, why does this keep happening? And I know that this isn't like a me thing. Literally makes me so sick.
It just kind of dirties the feelings that I could have. I'm stuck on that old person.
At 31, I looked at my husband and I was like, peace out, dude, I'm gonna go do me now.
As we've seen, each story is different, but they also share a few common themes. Major life decisions were made, expectations were high, and the reality that followed didn't always match what was imagined. In each case, the women chose a new direction, hoping it would bring greater happiness and fulfillment. But as time passed, their own updates revealed that moving on wasn't as simple as they had expected. Many of their videos reflected uncertainty, emotional struggles, and the challenge of adjusting to a completely different life. The purpose of reviewing these stories isn't to celebrate or criticize anyone. It's to look at the full timeline, understand the consequences of important decisions, and recognize that every major choice can bring unexpected outcomes. With that in mind, let's move to our next case, a woman who brought a 17-year marriage to an end, setting the stage for another story that unfolded very differently than she first imagined.
So here's how I learned how to meet my own needs after divorce. So I'm that girl that was in relationships from the time she was 14 years old until at 31, I looked at my husband and I was like, peace out, dude, I'm gonna go do me now. But it didn't take me long after leaving my marriage to just find the next guy. The thing was, the next guy was a lot younger and I knew that it wasn't going to last forever. He looked at me the same way. It was a casual thing. But ending that casual thing, that's when it got really hard. Casual guy and I are still great friends, but separating that meant me going out on my own emotionally for the first time since I was 14 years old. When that casual thing ended and I was like, okay, Jade, we're doing this. We're gonna learn how to just fulfill our own need. I went through at least a 6 to 8 month span where I was very angry at men. Very angry. Because in my world, in my life, they've basically been a constant letdown. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And during that very, very angry phase that I had, I still, in my head, was thinking, I still need to find a partner, and that, the search hadn't ended. The problem is, when you centralize your focus on finding a relationship, you settle way too easily. You settle for trash. Because you're still in that headspace where it's like, it's better to have someone than nobody at all. So one day it hit me. I didn't know who I was. I had been a stay-at-home mom for years, and everything had just been focus on the kids and everything. And one day I was like, I don't even know what I like. I don't know what I like to do. When it hit me that if I just took the energy and the focus that I had put on men and focused it on learning new skills, cultivating friendships with good boundaries with men, and traveling or doing what it is that I want to do, it was revolutionary. And one of the things that I've noticed is that as I focus on just doing me and being the best version of me, I attract some of the best men. I have multiple deep friendships with men who I trust and respect, men who have shown me that they're not all like the ones from my past. And my secret to navigating all of this now is that all of the men that I meet are friend zone, all of them. Because I truly believe that my perfect person will be a friend first. And that my perfect person will come to me with honesty. So even though I'm such a romantic at heart and I really want love, my primary focus is not relationships.
This next story centers on a woman who decided to end a 17-year marriage in search of a new beginning. After years of family life, she believed a different path would help her discover who she truly was. But the transition wasn't as easy as she expected. In the months that followed, she admitted she was still trying to figure out what she wanted from life. Instead of finding clear answers, she described feeling uncertain and starting over from the ground up. Having spent most of her life in long-term relationships, she also decided to approach dating differently. Rather than rushing into another romance, she said she would focus on building friendships first and take relationships much more slowly. Whether that new approach brings the results she's hoping for remains to be seen. For now, it's another example of how major life decisions can lead to an unexpected journey of self-discovery.
What is love? That was a question I battled with coming out of my divorce, because here I was. I'd been with this person for 13 years. Obviously was saying I love you, love, right? For 13 years, I was communicating I love you to this person. And when I got out of that marriage and kind of really looked at what is love, because here's this word I've been saying to someone for over a decade, and yet it felt anything but loving. And I recognized, I don't know that I like what love means to me at this point in my life, because loving him hurt me a lot. Even trauma, right? Like, I equated love now to pain, and I didn't want to move forward in my life and start to pursue other relationships with that definition of love. So I had to go on a really polarizing journey of trying to figure out, what does this word actually mean to me? Because the word that I had equated to love and sacrifice and putting his needs above my own and all of this, kind of immature thinking of love before I got married, really wasn't serving me moving forward. And so I had to really question, what does love mean? Because the way that I defined love up to that point in my life did not give me the result that I wanted of a partnership that was going to last a lifetime. And it caused me to sacrifice parts of myself that I really do enjoy for somebody else who just wasn't happy with themselves. And I took that on as like, I'm the problem, because they should be happy with me. If I love them, I'll do anything to make them happy. And what I recognized in kind of this exploration of love is that I defined love as essentially codependency. I didn't even know what that word was in my marriage, and I had been told that by a friend of mine, that we had a very codependent relationship, and I was like, because I thought that's what love was. His happiness was not dependent on me. Sure, I was a contributor to it. Sure, I had an influence on his happiness, but I was not responsible for his happiness, and I think there's a big distinction to make. So through this exploration, and I encourage you to go on your own journey of like, what does love really mean, and is that what I have in my life? My definition of love that serves me best at this season of my life is simply being known. Being known intimately, vulnerably, messily, right? Being known, all parts of me of being known. And when somebody can know me, then I feel loved, right? All parts of me. So when we talk about getting into relationships or falling in love with someone, a lot of people want to throw around love very early on in a relationship because they equate the increase in hormones and dopamine and all the oxytocin and all that lovey, good, fun feelings. And some people think that you don't love someone until you've been through a hard time and you've seen how they handle it. I look at love as being known, and there is no right or wrong definition to it. It is very personal to each person. There's no universal definition of love. But for me, it's being known. And so the more known I feel by someone, the more loved I feel. And same thing when we're talking about self-love, right? Knowing yourself. So the more that, if you want to go on loving yourself, if you want to have high standards for yourself, if you want to increase your self-love, then increase what you know about yourself, which means spending time with yourself, which means getting to know yourself, what you like, what you don't like. So what's your definition of love? Like, if you really thought about it in the most simplest way possible, what is your definition of love? Because mine is being known. And hey, my name's Tara, and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army, because it's lonely in these self-aware streets.
The next story follows a woman who ended a 13-year marriage and later began rethinking what love really means. Looking back, she says her understanding of relationships changed completely after the separation. She now describes love as truly being seen and understood, sharing that perspective through videos and personal reflections online. Her content focuses on the lessons she believes she learned from the experience. At the same time, viewers only hear one side of the story. The former partner's perspective isn't part of the timeline, making it difficult to see the complete picture. Like many public stories, the audience is left to interpret the events based on the information that's been shared. This case is another reminder that every relationship has multiple viewpoints, and a full understanding rarely comes from a single voice alone.
It is time to give up on dating. That is it. I'm done. I will never fit into this dating culture, ever. And here's 3 reasons why. 1, I don't multi-date. If I'm dating someone, I won't continue swiping, looking for the next best thing. You have my full attention. I'm not talking to multiple people and putting this into some form of competition. That's not my style. I can't do it. Secondly, I don't ghost. Why? Because I'm an adult and I can actually have a conversation and explain how I feel quite clearly. 3, I don't play mind games. Any form of games. What you see is what you get. I won't blow hot and cold, never be in doubt with how I feel about you, and I like the same back.
In another update, she says she's changing the way she approaches relationships. She talks about focusing on honesty, clear communication, and avoiding games or mixed signals. That it's a noticeable shift from her earlier outlook. Looking back, viewers may wonder whether these expectations could have played a role earlier in her relationship, before everything changed. That's a question only those involved can truly answer. What stands out is how her perspective has evolved over time. Her recent videos suggest that experience has reshaped what she now values most in a partner. With the other stories we've followed, the timeline shows how personal priorities can change after major life events. Sometimes the biggest lessons come only after difficult experiences, and those lessons often influence every decision that follows.
I think that I will block by the person who I had been seeing. Like, my messages are not going through. I sent a text last night saying goodnight, and I normally get something back, and I didn't. And tried to send a message this morning, it's not going through, but it goes through to all my other friends. Why does this keep happening? And I know that this isn't a me thing. Literally makes me so sick.
She openly wonders why the same pattern keeps repeating in her relationships. After sending messages to someone she had been seeing, she says the replies stopped, and eventually she realized she had been blocked. According to her, this wasn't a serious or long-term relationship, but the experience still left her searching for answers. Rather than finding closure, she was left questioning why things ended the way they did. Looking at the broader timeline, this isn't the first relationship she's talked about publicly. As viewers compare each chapter, they may notice similar themes appearing again and again. Whether those patterns come from circumstances, expectations, or something else is open to interpretation. Her story highlights an important point. When similar situations continue repeating over time, it's often worth stepping back and reflecting on the bigger picture before moving forward.
This is a hard one. I had a pretty good time on the date. But when he went to kiss me, it reminded me of this time that I was kissed by the person that I cannot seem to get over in 5 years. And this person, when he first kissed me, he walked towards me and cupped my face in his hands and kissed me. And it was like a movie, that moment where it was just so glorious and both of you want it so bad. And so tonight when that happened, it was nice. It was nice that he wanted to kiss me, and I definitely wanted to kiss him. I mean, I'm attracted to him, which is rare, which is nice. I'm fine with that. But at the back of my mind, I just remembered that time when I fell in love with someone else. And it just kind of dirties the feelings that I could have. I'm stuck on that old person. I hate that.
In a later video, she admits that even after meeting someone new, she still couldn't let go of the past. It became clear that memories from an old relationship were still affecting how she viewed new ones. Looking at all of these stories together, a common pattern appears. Each woman believed a major life change would bring greater happiness, but over time, their own updates revealed unexpected challenges and emotional struggles that in the end. These timelines show that important decisions often have lasting consequences. Sometimes, the full impact only becomes clear after enough time has passed to look back on the entire journey.